a billion-dollar empire from a student visa, helicopter raids in major cities, a $100,000 price tag on a work visa. The U.S. immigration system is a storm of contradictions. Today, we're breaking down the chaos, the barriers, and the unbreakable resolve. It all starts with the story of a yogurt maker who changed everything. How does an immigrant with almost nothing build a billion-dollar empire? This is the story of Hamdi Ulukaya, a Kurdish immigrant from Turkey who didn't just build a company, he revitalized an industry. This is the resilient rise of Chobani. Born in 1972 to a Kurdish dairy farming family in Turkey, Hamdi Ulukaya came to the U.S. in the 1990s on a student visa, fleeing political tensions. As Ulukaya said in a 2013 TED Talk, "I came here with nothing but a suitcase and a dream." After a failed feta cheese venture, he spotted a junk mail ad in 2005 for a closed-down Kraft yogurt plant. Securing a $1 million Small Business Administration loan, he bought it and named it Chobani, from the Turkish word for shepherd. He launched in 2007. After his first shipment, a grocer called saying, "I don't know what you're putting into these cups. I cannot keep it on shelf." With no marketing budget, Ulukaya used grassroots tactics like samples and social media. Within 5 years, Chobani hit $1 billion in annual sales, changing the American yogurt market. But Ulukaya's mission wasn't just profit. He gave his 3,000-plus workers profit sharing and hired refugees, who now make up 30% of his workforce. In 2016, he founded the Tent Partnership for Refugees. As he says, "I never give a hand up. It was just a job." This journey highlights the immense potential of immigrants. As attorney Chris M Ingram noted, Hamdi Ulukaya's journey from student visa to industry leader demonstrates the value of accessible pathways for talented individuals. We should ensure policies support integration without undue barriers. Humane systems allow contributions that benefit society. Ultimately, embracing resilience strengthens our nation. Hamdi Ulukaya's journey shows the pinnacle of the American promise. But as his story highlights immigrant success, a very different, volatile reality is unfolding in major U.S. cities. Up next, we examine the chaotic clash between national security and community well-being as escalated federal operations trigger economic strains and profound legal battles. Imagine federal agents descending from helicopters onto your apartment. In early October 2025, this was the reality in Chicago, Portland, and D.C. Today, we're examining escalated ICE operations, the intense community disruption, and the economic collision. In Chicago, Operation Midway Blitz led to over 1,000 arrests. An October 1st raid involved air assaults and left terrified families with zip-tied parents. While DHS targeted dangerous criminal illegal aliens, reports show over 75% of fiscal year 2025 ICE bookings had no serious convictions. Tensions flared in Portland, where veteran Darren Hertzberg II clashed with agents, and in D.C., where over 170 U.S. citizens were reportedly held by immigration agents this year. Economically, the impact is severe. Construction and hospitality face 15% vacancy rates. With 500,000 immigrants losing work authorization in 2025, food prices are projected to rise 14.5% by 2028. Attorney Chris M Ingram offered this perspective. The urban raids revealed the clash between security and community well-being. While law enforcement is vital, impacts on families and workers demand consideration. Balanced approaches with legal pathways could mitigate harm. Progress requires respecting human dignity. But this focus on unauthorized immigration isn't the only major shift. The administration is also radically reshaping legal immigration, sending shockwaves through the tech and medical industries. Coming up next, what happens when the U.S. puts a $100,000 price tag on the world's top talent? Feeling lost in this complex immigration system? The law offices of Chris M Ingram are here to guide you. We invite you to book a free consultation using the link in the description below. And if you're finding this breakdown helpful, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. On September 19th, 2025, President Trump signed a proclamation imposing a massive $100,000 fee on new H-1B visas, effective just 2 days later on September 21st.
Well, they're $100,000 per year.
The administration cited systemic abuse, but the move immediately triggered lawsuits and sent geopolitical shockwaves, especially toward India. This policy hits India hard, as Indian nationals make up about 74% of H-1B holders. It follows a 50% levy Trump imposed on Indian exports earlier in the year. Economists are warning of a brain drain. The German bank Berenberg cut its 2025 U.S. growth estimate from 2% down to 1.5%. A J.P. Morgan analysis projected this could mean 5,500 fewer work permits issued every month. Meanwhile, competitors are moving in. Germany is boosting its skilled worker visas to 90,000. And on October 1st, China launched a new K visa to attract STEM graduates. The American Medical Association also criticized the move, highlighting the reliance on foreign doctors, especially in rural areas. So, does this actually protect U.S. wages? Immigration attorney Chris M Ingram explains the existing rules. Employers are not allowed by law to pay H-1B workers below the prevailing wage for the job, which is set and approved by the Department of Labor to prevent U.S. employers from bringing in cheap overseas labor. This safeguard ensures fair competition and protects American workers. A policy critics say is less about protecting U.S. wages and more about slamming the door on innovation. But as one policy throws the future of H-1B workers into chaos, a major legal battle just provided critical stability for their families. Coming up next, the Supreme Court decision that's preserving the livelihoods of over 100,000 H-4 spouses. What if upholding a single regulation meant preserving the livelihoods of over 100,000 families? That's exactly what just happened. On October 14, 2025, the Supreme Court delivered a major decision by declining to review a 2015 rule. This rule is critical. It allows H-4 visa holders, who are the spouses of H-1B skilled workers, to get work authorization in the U.S. This decision provides stability for thousands, many of whom are highly skilled women in STEM fields, and it comes amidst a landscape of broader visa restrictions. Let's break down what this means. This rule was first introduced by the Department of Homeland Security back in 2015 under the Obama administration. Why? To solve a serious problem. H-1B workers, often from countries like India and China, face enormous backlogs for green cards. We're talking 10, 20, or even more years. During that wait, their spouses on H-4 visas, who are often highly educated themselves, were barred from working. This led to financial strain and career stagnation. This 2015 rule allowed them to get an Employment Authorization Document, or EAD. Since then, over 258,000 H-4 EADs have been issued, allowing these spouses to contribute billions in taxes and fill critical jobs in tech and healthcare. But the rule was challenged. A group called Save Jobs USA sued back in 2015, arguing the DHS didn't have the authority to grant this work authorization. Lower courts disagreed, and now, by declining to hear the case, the Supreme Court lets those lower court rulings stand. The program is safe for now. The impact of this decision is huge. As immigration attorney Chris M Ingram noted, affirming H-4 rights supports family cohesion in immigration. It mitigates tighter rules, enabling full participation. He also added, such rulings promote inclusion. They highlight how laws can empower, This decision bolsters perseverance and strengthens the fabric of American opportunity, allowing thousands of families to build their lives and contribute fully. So, a critical decision that provides stability for now, but the fight over high-skilled immigration is clearly far from over. The U.S. immigration system is a storm of challenges, but it's also a story of unbreakable resolve. History shows us that today's struggles forge tomorrow's triumphs. If you're navigating this path, book a consultation with the law offices of Chris M Ingram. We are here to help you build your American dream. Thanks for watching.